How I made $500,000 selling a copied website to local businesses. Now guys, over the last year or so, I've made over $500,000 selling literal copy and paste websites to local businesses, and I'm going to show you the exact blueprint of how I structure and execute this in today's video. Now it's essentially going to be a step-by-step guide on how I'd sort of do this again if I was the average person. Now really quick, because I know there are a lot of people that are full of shit on YouTube, let me go ahead and show you a few of my revenue streams. So first off, we obviously have our Stripe dashboard. You guys can see we're currently sitting at about $50,000 in MRR, meaning monthly recurring revenue. I can, of course, go ahead and refresh this page to show you guys it's not fake or anything. And then, of course, if we head over to Fanbases, which we actually used prior to moving over to Stripe, we actually did $128,000 in pure profit on this one dashboard as well. And again, guys, this is literally going to be a step-by-step guide, so essentially idiot-friendly. And guys, really quickly, I've just dropped my brand new public Discord server, which is a really cool networking environment for other people trying to do this business model. So if you guys want to check that out, it's discord.gg/mastermind. Again, it's completely free to join, and it'll be linked down below. And as per usual, guys, this is not financial advice. It's simply me giving my own opinion on what's kind of worked for me in the past and what I would recommend others do. Now, the offer itself and choosing your industry. Now, I know when I'm talking about offering websites to businesses, you might be like, Blake, what the hell are you talking about? Now, here's an example of what we kind of do. Here is a car detailing company that's local to me. You can see they have a website where you can essentially enter in your details, get a quote, obviously live SMS chatting with an AI chatbot, and of course, just a general website. So essentially what we do is we reach out to local businesses that don't have a website, and we simply cold call them on the phone, or of course cold SMS, which will be messaging them and saying, look, we run so-and-so, when are you free for a call? We'd love to chat and see if we can work with you. And again, a lot of these local businesses aren't too tech savvy, so it's fairly easy to close them on an internet related deal. So we try to get them on a monthly basis, which would essentially be anywhere from $197 to $397 a month to essentially host their website, handle SMS follow-ups, Google SEO, and just kind of handle the entire hosting of the website itself. And again, as I said, most of these guys are pretty old and they don't know too much about social media. Now, first things first, you have to choose your industry. So I like to stick with one specific industry when I'm first starting out and not migrate around too many different ones. And this was, again, one of the biggest problems I had at the start. Again, if you have a decent website template that you can literally copy and paste, let's say you do it in the plumbing space and targeting plumbing local businesses, you can literally just reuse the same site in that specific genre without having to change it every single time. But again, guys, there are so many different industries you can get into. Plumbing, electrician, air conditioning, roofing, tiling, concreting, fencing, painting, even car detailing, and even pest control. So again, find something that works for you. And one of the best things about this business model is the fact that it is so dependent on your location, right? You could live in Australia. There might be nobody that does this exact same thing in Australia for painting. There might be nobody that does this in Venezuela for glazing and glass. So it really depends on your location, and it's just so untapped. So for example, let's say I wanted to go with plumbing. I'm literally going to look up plumbers near me. I'm going to head over to the businesses section and we're going to filter by more businesses. And literally all we're going to do is you can see there's a few businesses here that don't have websites. Literally all you want to do is find the ones that don't have any website, like this one here, and just add this to a document and just build up a massive list and cold call them. Right here, another one. And again, if you scroll for a few minutes, you will find so many. Now, next thing is of course registering your brand name and persona. Now this is imperative. You want to have a very nice front-facing brand, so when you actually reach out to agencies and to businesses as a whole, they take you serious. Now again, this isn't too big of an issue, but what I would say is when you're on closing calls, one of the biggest objections I get when I'm trying to close these local businesses onto my program and onto kind of onboarding as a whole is, can I see your website? Can I see people you've done this for? Now, by having a nice structured website, it honestly just makes your social presence and the overall venture itself that much cleaner. Now, registering a brand name. This is insanely easy. Let's head over to ChatGPT. And all I'm going to say is I'm going to start a business cold calling local companies and offering them pre-made website templates. Give me a ton of ideas for brand names ending in consulting. Now, again, it doesn't have to be consulting. This is just a very simple idea I just had. So here we go. Summit Consulting, Prime Consulting. I really like Vanguard Consulting. Again, all we're going to do next is we have our name, which is of course going to be Vanguard Consulting. And we're quite literally going to head over to Namecheap, which is essentially a domain register. And all I want to look up is Vanguard Consulting. And you essentially want to make sure that the .com variation is available. And it isn't. So we have to find something else. And here we go. Launch Ship Consulting. Now, again, this is not something that I'd usually go with. It's a bit long for my liking. But again, this is just to give you guys an idea of kind of how this works. So let's say I really like this name. This is what we're going to go with as our business outreach. Now we have to make the logo and kind of give it a branding. So heading back over to ChatGPT, now all I'm going to do is I'm going to find a logo that I sort of like. So I found this one off Google. And what I said was I want to make a logo for the idea, launchshipconsulting.com. And I said I've obviously attached the image as reference. Give me 5 to 6 different prompts to give vidIQ with this reference in mind to make me the logos. Now, if you guys don't know what vidIQ is, it's a really good website. It's completely free and you can kind of generate logos and thumbnails for YouTube channels. Now, if you guys do want to check out vidIQ, if you want to get the paid plan, you can literally use vidiq.com/Blake and you'll get the $50 a month plan for $1 a month. But again, I don't want to go too much into this. So it gave me a bunch of prompts. I'm going to go ahead and paste in the thumbnail or the logo that we took for reference. And I'm quite literally just going to paste in the exact prompt that ChatGPT just gave me and put it into this software and get a ton of logos back. So we've gone ahead and pasted in all of these prompts, give it a few minutes and let's see what it cooks up. And guys, look at how insane this is. Honestly, people have too many excuses nowadays for how easy this shit really is. I mean, look at this logo. It looks amazing. We also have a few other ones getting started right now. This one right here, another one. So I personally like this one because it kind of relates to Launchship. Let's go ahead and download this. Now, if you guys might be saying, well, how the hell do I remove the background? So easy. Literally paste that back into ChatGPT one more time. Say remove the background and make it transparent, just text and logo. And again, while we're waiting for this, I want to show you the next plan on this kind of list we have to do. So we've obviously done logo creation. Now, arguably the most important part for outreach is the landing itself. Now, this has never been easier. You can, of course, use Go High Level, which you can literally just use an AI prompt and make a landing page. But for landing specifically, I have found Framer to be the best. Again, guys, this is not sponsored. It's literally like $5 a month, but literally head over to Framer. You can find some agency website templates. Now, this is insane. And honestly, this shouldn't be possible. We can scroll for a few minutes and we can actually filter this by free. So we'll only see free templates. And let's just find something that looks professional and would kind of suit this specific genre. And just like this website looks amazing. Veltrix, Creative Studio template. We can preview it right here. And you can see just how professional this website looks. And you might be saying, well, Blake, I have no idea how to code. That is completely fine. I can go ahead and press use for free, go ahead and copy this over. And let me show you how insanely easy this is and why there really shouldn't be any excuses. And again, our logo just got finished being made and look at this. Absolutely insane. We remove the background and we have a perfect logo. So we've now got this website made, obviously the template that we just took, and we can essentially just drag and drop and change everything directly on Framer. And guys, look at what I just did in quite literally 3 minutes. You guys can see skyrocket your business with Launchship Consulting. Now you might be saying, well, is it hard to change? It is literally a click and drop system. If you want to change logos, literally just change the logos themselves and upload a new file. This is insanely easy and you can make a crazy website so easily. Again, like let's say I want to change the logo. I'm going to simply go ahead and make that logo that we just took. I'm going to turn it white and there we go. We made it white. Let's go ahead and quickly save this. And there we go, guys. Look at what we've already done. We've got our logo up there. We can go ahead and publish this website. So it's completely free to do. You can literally spend like $5 a month and host this with your own domain that you already purchased. And there you go. You would have your entire website completely done. Literally just change some of the images, make it kind of convert to what works for you. And again, put some fake testimonials here and you have a perfectly ready to go website, even testimonials. Now that's completely finished. The next part, and that is actually where we kind of start to make money. Now this is one of those business models where you can quite literally start earning immediately and you could probably get everything started in less than a day. So hosting the offer itself, I use Go High Level. Now you guys don't have to use this, but it is the best in my experience. If you do end up wanting to use Go High Level and get a 14-day free trial, go ahead and click my link below. It'll cost you nothing for the first 14 days, but you can literally go and get website templates on Go High Level. Very similar to this, they handle SMS follow-ups, they handle AI chatbots, absolutely everything that goes into kind of making one of these. And you'll essentially just use a free to use website template and just continue to rinse and repeat the same one, change the images, change the text, and literally just make it work for the companies that you're reaching out to. And again, they handle everything, all of the SMS follow-ups, all of the AI chatbotting, all of the hosting, everything. Now, outreach methods. How do we actually reach out to local businesses? Now, I already kind of spoke briefly on this. I would recommend just using Google. For example, if we're doing electricians, we can quite literally look up electricians near me, go ahead and press more businesses and just scroll and find companies that don't have websites linked. Right here, we found our first one. And again, it doesn't have to necessarily not have a website linked. You can look at the websites and if they look really shit, like this one right here, this looks horrible, but then again, they do have some decent features. But again, every now and then you'll find some websites that are just absolutely horrible. And that can be a somewhat good indication of another company you could potentially reach out to. Now, the next part is once you've cold called them, you want to essentially book them into a meeting. Now, a meeting being on Zoom, being on Google Meets, being on Cal.com, whatever it might be, you want to get them into a meeting where it's a one-on-one professional face-to-face. Now, once you're in that, you essentially want to pitch the offer. That would, of course, be closing them and kind of getting the sale itself. Now, again, if you decide that you do actually want to look into doing this on a long-term basis, I just dropped my one-on-one mentorship program, Start Offering AI, where we literally teach you the exact step-by-step on how to offer AI websites to local businesses. And if you don't get at least 20 clients at $197 a month in the first 90 days, you get a full refund. And again, guys, I don't want to make this forced for those of you who need to spend money. But again, if you do want to work with me and you want to get my pre-made call templates, literally the scripts that I've used to close all of my sales, then you can, of course, join my one-on-one mentorship and fill out a form. But again, this doesn't have to be difficult. Don't overcomplicate it. Get them on the call, pitch them the idea, give them a bit of FOMO, and close the deal, which would, of course, be $197 to $297 a month. Now, optimizing churn, this is, of course, the most important thing, and making sure that these companies depend on you. Now, churn is essentially how much percentage of people that subscribe every month end up canceling. Ours is about 5%. So 5% of people cancel every month, which is very, very low, by the way. I think the industry's average is about 15 to 20%. But one of the ways you can force churn up is by making those businesses rely on you. That's kind of why we kind of push for reaching out to companies that don't have any website at all. Because again, they're more than likely going to have their first experience getting a site with you. And even if we're just bringing them 1 or 2 sales a month, that's still more than the $197 to $397 on a monthly basis that we're charging them. Now, if you guys don't end up wanting to reach out to different companies and you want to kind of offload it, again, I wouldn't recommend doing this for the start, but you can always check out onlinejobs.ph. It's a Philippine website where you can get labor for insanely cheap, and you can literally just hire someone to go on Google and find you local businesses, even just the numbers, and put them in a document. And then, of course, the next thing is just scaling. But this video should have given you an exact step-by-step guide on how you can execute this today. And again, guys, if you want to start working directly with me one-on-one, go ahead and check out startofferingai.com. And of course, if you want to join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/mastermind. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.